Hi, it's Kathy, and I pulled a card from Loving Words from Jesus. These are all Bible quotes. Whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. And if I remember correctly, this is the quote that Jesus says when his mother, Mary, his sister and brother were asking for him, and the people listening to Jesus were saying, your mother, your sister, your brother are looking for you. And Jesus said, whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother, my sister, and mother. And he was implying that his family was not doing God's will. And that's what divine principle teaches us. That Jesus really, he had a hard time, and his family didn't understand him. Okay, so I'm going to open up Divine Principle. We're still doing restoration, but now we're doing Moses and Jesus. The Bible contains many secrets concerning God's work of salvation. It is written, surely the Lord God does nothing without revealing his secret to his servants, the prophets. However, without knowing the principle behind God's providence, people have been unable to discern the mysteries concealed in the Bible. In particular, we shall examine how God set up the providential courses of Jacob and Moses as models for Jesus' course to save humankind. We learn that in the providence of restoration in Isaac's family, Jacob was the central figure who laid the foundation of substance. He secured the position of Abel and labored to bring Satan to submission and fulfill the indemnity condition to remove the fallen nature. Jacob's entire course became the model course for Moses and Jesus. Jesus came to bring Satan to submission in substantial terms. Before Jesus, Moses walked a course for the subjugation of Satan that was the image of the course Jesus would walk. Still earlier, God had Jacob walk a course that was a symbolic representation of Jesus' course. Moreover, Jacob's course is the model for the course which the Israelites and all of humanity must walk to bring Satan to submission and attain the goal of the providence of restoration. The goal of the providence of restoration is attained when human beings bring Satan to voluntary submission and become his master. They must do this by fulfilling their given portion of responsibility. Jesus, as the Messiah and the true human ancestor, came to help all people of faith bring Satan to voluntary submission. By himself, he pioneered the course to bring Satan to complete submission and has since guided people of faith to follow his example. Satan, who does not meekly surrender even before God, would by no means readily surrender to Jesus, much less to ordinary believers. Therefore, God, who takes responsibility for human beings whom he created, called upon Jacob and worked through him to show us, in symbolic form, the course for bringing Satan to submission. Moses was able to subjugate Satan by following the pattern of the model course, which was revealed symbolically in Jacob's course. In his course, Moses developed this to the level of image. Similarly, by building on the pattern of Moses' course, Jesus came to substantially bring Satan to submission. By walking in Jesus' footsteps, people of faith can also bring Satan to submission and master him. I want to know more about this. I want to know, how do I bring Satan to submission? Because he's definitely wreaked havoc on my life, in my struggles. So I'm hoping as we study this together that I can give you more substantial things, examples to tell you how to bring Satan to submission. Anyway, I'm going to stop for now, and thank you for listening.